Guys, welcome to the second Android tutorial. Let's start with a new project today. I want to build a calculator for you, and let's see how it works. For people who haven't watched the first one, I don't start a new I don't use this previous project. I build a new one. It's called I go File, New Android application project. I'll call it MyCalc. The minimum SDK I set it on API 15, means Android 4 and above. I changed the themes from Hollow Light with Dark Action Bar to Hollow Light. I don't change anything here, I don't change anything here, I don't change anything here, and of course here. Let's go for our project. Okay, that's it. We have our project now. Okay, let's start with our work. So I have here a text view. I remove it because I want to bring up the control from the beginning. So for the first thing I need for my calculator is a label that or a text view to show my results and the input thing and all of this. So I just drag it and bring it to the screen. Then when I reach the center of the screen, this line will show up. It means do you want to align it to the center? I say yes, I want to align it to the center. Then I want to make it bigger. That fills my form, my activity form. So I go here on the right hand side. Then I find the property width. If I can find it, lots of property here. Layout. Okay, widths here in the layout properties. There are lots of widths in the thing, but go for layout parameters. Okay, here instead of wrap contents, I set it on fill parent. Here we go. Okay, then on calculators you see everything is right aligned, not left aligned. So I want to change it to the right aligned. So in that case I need to change a property called gravity. If I can find it again, gravity. Here gravity in the text view, yes, in the text view I find the gravity. Where is it? I lost it. Yes, here I define it as right. Okay, now it goes to the right side and we are okay. I don't change the text here because I want to have a visual thing on. I want to see it on the if I deselect it, I lose my this border, so I cannot see it anymore. So it's better to have a I have a view of it, so it's okay. Now I want to put some buttons on the thing, so I drag and drop a small button here. Then I change the text, edit text, I change it to 7. Okay, that's nice. But from the beginning I want to set a property called unclick, and you know what it is. So I just go for change it to I call it num underscore clicked. That's it. Now I have my button. Now I have to copy and paste these buttons to fill my screen with yeah, enough buttons to work with. But aligning these things on the uh, activity body is a little hard. So there are some things that helps us to align them much easier than uh, just drag and drop them on the screen and then edit the property. So there is something called layouts. There are lots of layouts you can use them, and table layout is a very suitable control here. I can just drag and drop in it. It corrects all of the alignment things. So I just drag it and drop it here. No, I don't want it here. Let's make it here in the center line. Okay, that's it. I have it here. Then this one I can drag it and drop it in that one, or I can drag it and drop it here because I have the rows here. I have 4 rows. By default, it gives you 4 rows. I want to have my controls in these rows. So instead of putting it in it, I can drag it and drop it to the table row 1. So it goes in. But these are some kind of Android bugs that sometimes in some of the versions it duplicates them. So I remove one of them. But don't worry, it's okay. Then I want more buttons, so I just copy it and paste it. I hope it never duplicates it. Then I can bring it here if I want to have it here. I can bring it here and put it here. That's it. Then now it's in here. Then another one. Because I want to copy paste it, because the properties I said I want to use them. Another copy and paste. Bring it down here. Okay. So I have 3 of them. This is 7. This is edit text. Should be 8. This should be 9. Edit text 9. Okay, that we're good. And I want to bring them, bring more of them in it, and to the second row now. So I just copy and paste again. I have copied it. I can drag it to the second row, and another one to the second row, and another one to the second row. Then we need another third one, or I can just copy and paste all of them. If I click on them, I mark all of them, and using Alt key I can copy and paste them. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, then edit their text. This should be 6. This should be 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Of course I need a 0, so I paste it again, the thing I copied. Then I go for the 4th row here and just drag it and drop it into the 4th row. Yeah, that's it. And I call it edit text and 0. Okay, I need another one for the dot thing here, so I copy and paste for the dots for the 4th row. Okay. Oh, sorry, wrong place. Okay, let's bring it here. It's easier now. One of them. Okay, I call it dot. But this dot a little different. It is not a number that I unclicked, non-clicked So I can somehow use it. Let it be as it is. So I want to go for the other things. Okay, another thing we need is the operations, like positive, negative, and plus, minus. So I paste another one, then I bring it just here and I drop it here, so I can change this one, edit text to let it be plus, and let's paste another one and put it here and make it minus. The other things is yours. I just do the positive plus and minus today, and the other thing is yours. You can solve it. You can of course send I send the source code to you, and you can just develop it more and add the other operations and some other things you need, and we can do other things. Okay, these are too close together. I don't want them that close, so I just click on my table layouts. Here it if I can find okay, here it says it is below the text ID. This one I don't want it like this, so it goes up, then I can drag it more down to center of the screen. Okay, that's nice now. When you put it on the screen, it aligns itself to one of the controls. I don't want that, so first I need to remove that thing called below or right or left, or the alignment it takes. Below it has top, it has left, right. It means I'm below that control, because they are relative. When your screen size changes and this thing changes, it should align itself again. So if I align, but I want to change the alignment, I have to remove the other one and then align in the way I want. So this is now in the center of the screen, and okay, that's fine, it's good. Okay, now in this one, button non-click is not okay, so I change it to up clicked, and I change this one as up clicked. Okay, that's it. Now we want to go to the code and run some program it to do something. So you remember, my code file is let me just remove this one, close this one. Okay, my code is in src in the package, and here Java main activity.java. Okay, this is my code, and this is my layout, all of them together, so I can work with them. Okay, I have two methods here, two functions here. One of them is onCreate, one of them is onCreate option menu. I don't want to do anything with this one, so I just use this collapse button to shrink it. So I don't want it, and this one I need it. onCreate, when my activity, this is called activity. When my activity wants to come to the screen, wants to be created in the memory and be ready to painted on the screen, this method will be executed first. So this is a very suitable place to configure things on the screen and what I want to do and all of these things, and configuration of my objects on the screen, creating my outlets to something. So that's really nice. So first of all, I want to build an outlet for this one. So I define it here, my outlet. Of course it is text view, text view, text view, I call it disp. That's it. But this is not configured. When you want to define an object, and my outlet is an object, this is not allocated yet. It is not assigned to anything. It doesn't do anything. So I have to make it work. In this, to make it work, the best place is here in onCreate. So I write disp equals to a cast to text edit, text view, and find view by ID r dot id dot my edit text view. Yes, that's it. Now I have my outlet, and of course this should be this way. Okay. No, I have it. Then I want to. I don't want this text that appears on my program that is running. I want to see a 0 here. I can change the text 0 to 0 here, but I want to show you how to do something that runs before your program comes to the screen. So I write this. Let's make this one as like this is annoying. Okay, I write this dot set text this thing and a 0 in the middle. That's it. Now if I run my program, that before coming to the screen, this will be set to 0. Okay, let's run it as Android project, Android application. Okay, now it's on my screen. I can see it here, and this is set to 0 without changing my my layouts. So that's fine. Okay, of course it crashes. I shouldn't have clicked that, but okay. Let's go for the other things. Okay, no, I had unnum clicked here, so I have to implement that method, of course. I come here, I write it as public void num clicked, then view sender. You remember in the last tutorial I built such a thing, view sender, and I said, you know, normally we don't use it, but we use it later on, and we need to define it most of the time. So this is the place I need to use it. Now lots of buttons are calling the same function, but how can I know which one is calling that function? This is the thing. When I use unclick property, button sends itself to the function as well. Not only the action, but even it sends a copy of itself to that function. So I can have the access to it, what is clicked. So I want to put it on the screen. So what I do, I say, okay, this dot set text. It's a little hard for this one. Let me break this line of code to 2 lines of code, then I bring it back because it's a little hard to understand it. So I just define a button. define a button BT equals to, instead of new button, I don't instantiate a new button. I just cast the sender to a button, because this sender is a button, so it has the capability to be cast to button. So I cast it to the button and I call it sender. No, the object in the BT will be the button that it has send the action to my program here. So now I write BT dot get text, but this is set text is not okay. Okay, let's run it first with the set text, but then I change it to something else. Okay, I run it. Let's see. Don't forget to never close this one, because running it again takes a long time. Okay, now I can click on my buttons. Okay, 7, 8, 5, 4, 1. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely okay. Okay, but I don't want this one. I want to my next button I click, I add it to the screen, not change the whole screen. So instead of set text, I have a very nice thing called append. Append is appends to the text. Not, it doesn't change the text, the whole thing. It doesn't remove everything and put something new. It appends whatever it is. It appends one thing to it. So this is fine. I have it, but you know, I don't want to have lots of things on my. Okay, let's run it first one by one. Show you what's wrong with it. If I just leave the user to enter any amount of numbers, okay, I need to close that program in the back screen of the thing, but okay, let it be as it is. So it's our last tutorial. Okay, I write 7, 8, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. No, it goes to 2 line, and it becomes, you know, it's just not nice. So I need to change it to some other thing. So I want to prevent my user to add lots of characters to the screen. So I just write a simple if this dot get text dot length is greater than 7, means maximum 8, return. It means whenever it is greater than 7, return means go out of the function. Don't run these things, just go out of the function. That's it, don't do anything. So it works well, it's pretty okay. Then I need to solve another problem. You saw here I have a 0 here, 0 on my thing, that this come to with me. This comes with me. I want to remove it. I don't want to see it on the screen after I've pressed the first button. So I need here just to define a variable as a boolean that shows me what's going on. So I write it static. Okay, static is a modifier, and it means I want this variable static in my memory. Don't change the place of that memory. Use it for all of the program. So boolean is empty, I call it is empty equals to true. I want to initialize it as true, then I write this one. Okay, here I come here and I write okay, no, not here. After this one I write if is empty, do this, else do this. Okay, is empty, I don't need to mention is empty equals to true. When I put a boolean value here, means if it is true, do this. I don't need to write the other things again for equals to true and these things. So I just copy and paste here. I need to put the thing in the else side, not do this. Okay, if it is else, append. And does it need? If this doesn't need to be here, it can be here, so it's better to be there. I don't want to be here. Okay, this appends that one to the other one, and okay. And in this one I do another thing. I, instead of append, I copy and paste, I write set text again. So if it is in the first time, just set text. If it was second time, I press a second and above, just append it. So then is empty equals to false, of course, so I have to change this state. Okay, so let's run all of these things that we built to see what happens. Okay, here we go. Okay, I have 0 here, I press 8, now it becomes 8, 9 will be appended, 3 will be appended, 1, 0, everything is fine now. Okay, let's go for the other things that we need to implement. This one is up-clicked, so I need to implement this as well. So I just let me just make this one a little clean, and let's remove whatever we don't need. Okay, here, be careful, this one is the end of this class, so define everything before this one, not after this one. Okay, I write public void again, Control V, view sender on this. Okay, then I want to do some things here. So I need to first have some variables that do things for me. For example, I need to accumulate things. Whenever I add or subtract something, I want to add or subtract it from somewhere. So this is called, or I define it as integer, static integer. But you need, if you want to use floats to have that dot and all of these things, you need to define it by yourself, change it to float, and use the other things. This is your exercise that you can change it to float. So I define it to integer. So I write aq later, if I am correct. I don't know. I don't remember how to write this one. The dictation, I don't remember. Okay, so this accumulates things. Okay, another thing is my operation. I want to do some operation, so I call it again static. This one is a short. I don't need it to be very big. I call it operation to do, and I call it 0. Let's see what shall we do. Okay, I have these two nice variables here. Then I come here and I write, okay, if operation is clicked, then check for operation to do. What is the last operation, and do it. Because first time my screen is empty. I want to add. I want to put something on my screen. I write or I enter a value, then I press, for example, negative. But I have to save the first one, the first thing I entered. So I need to add it to the 0 first. So I define my operation to do 0. 0 by default I call it addition. So the first thing is after adding after entering my first number, whatever I press, it adds it to accumulator first. So I do that. I use a switch operation to do, this is 10, that's it. Let me just go down to bring it up to the screen. Okay, operation to do, then I write case 0. After case 0, of course, you remember it needs a break. Then between these two, I want to write some line of code. I call it accumulator plus equals to, then integer. Okay, let me first define it like this. So I want to add whatever is on the screen to this accumulator. So let's start with this. That's get text. Okay, get text. Okay. If I leave it like this, it says, oh, this is not possible for this char sequence. It should be int. So I need to change it to integer. Or if you want to change it to float, change it to float. But I want to do it, make it integer. So I have to first use this integer dots parse integer dots parse int, and takes a string, a string and cast it to integer, and convert it to integer. But again, it says, oh, another error. It says, okay, parse int uses a string, but you are sending char sequence. What is this thing? Oh, what's going on? What is a string? What is char sequence? Java uses two type of them. Char sequence is an array of char, and string is array of char with different things. But the thing is, a string is a class now. It's not a data type anymore. It's a class of a string. It's object of a string. A string is an object now. So whatever is defined as object char sequence or things, when it is defined as the get text here is a char sequence. So, but it is an object of char sequence. So I can press dot here. Then I write to a string. No, it works well. Why? A function after another function is strange, of course, for you it's strange. But when my object returns my function returns an object, you can deal with it as the object. As the object, for example, if my object was x, I could write x dot to a string. But here is the same thing. Just look at it as an object, so it's fine now. Okay, let's go for the other thing. Okay, let's use the method of copy and paste. I put it 1, 2 and 3. This one is of course the negative one, and I don't change these two, this is yours. Okay, after this one, when I did the first thing that it is on my last operation, I want to assign the new operation and I want to show it on a screen. So I write disp dot set text. Then I have to no, I have an integer accumulator. I want to bring it back to the string or scarce sequence. So I have to write again integer dot to string and here, and it receives an integer and of course does the thing for me, accumulator. That's it, sends it back to my screen. And after that one I have to assign the current operation. So I just write, okay, for this one I need to do something to my sender again, like what I did here. I just need this code here because I need to receive the sender. I can define the same variable in two different functions. Nothing is wrong, it's okay, as long as they are private, it's okay. So now I write if bt dot get text, what happened, get text, get text dot to string. I want to compare it, so I have to do that to a string. But the thing is, in Java for a string you cannot use these things, equals to, for example, positive. This fails, this always fails. So you have to do some other thing. After mentioning to a string, you have to use a dot and equals, then 0. So if it is 0, if get text, the property text of bt is sorry, it shouldn't be 0, it should be positive. Okay, if it is plus, then it returns 1. I don't need to do anything else, I just write operation to do equals to 0. 0 is my addition. Then I just copy and paste these things. It is negative, it is multiplication, division or multiplication. I change it to 1, I change this one to 2, and I change this one to 3. Then whenever my user presses an operation and goes to the numbers and enter another number, it should start from the beginning of the row, not appending them again. So I use this property I defined, is empty equals to true. Means it is empty now. So the next time you want to enter something, remove everything on the screen, put the first thing in it. Okay, that's it. Okay, what else do we need? Okay, let's run it as it is. Okay. Okay, 7 plus 3 plus, oh, it becomes 10, 2 minus, it becomes 12 of course, 2 minus, oh, it becomes 10, oh, it's fine. So, but there is a problem, I don't want to start from 0 again. If I'm, it's like this, if I press 0, it becomes 0, and another 0, and another 0. So I have to prevent it. So let's see what can we do to prevent this problem. Here in the, when we defined, where is it? Here. When we did that, we want to set the thing, and you know, for the first time I want to put something on the screen, so I don't want to have zeros on my screen. So what can I do? But it is not very okay. The thing I do is should be, you know, debugged later for better purpose. When you want to add a dot thing, you need to correct this thing. But I do something here that works here well, but it is your exercise to correct it when you want to use dots. But I want to use it as it is, so I write just an if bt dot get text, then to a string dot equals what? 0. Then return. Okay, this solves the problem. It doesn't receive the first 0. So my user cannot start with 0. But if you want to use point, you need to start with 1 0, and then you can't receive the second 0. You have to put 0. If then user pressed another entered another number, and without the dot you have to change it back to the a number. So this is your exercise. It's a little nice and a little maybe tough for you for the first time, but it's nice. If you think about it, you can solve this problem. Okay, this is my whole thing about my calculator, but there are some small problems. I need to deal with them now. Let's run this one to be sure that it's okay, everything is fine. Okay, here I have 0, and I cannot add more zeros to it. But when I go to 1, it's okay, everything is nice. So another problem is if I come here and I have something here, I use the smallest screen, I use 3.7 makes this one thing, it's small and it's nice, I like it when I run it on this. And it's visible, all of them is visible, but there is a problem. What happens if my user rotates the screen? The orientation changes. What happens? I have a button here that shows me what happens if your user rotates the screen. Okay, oh, that's bad. My buttons comes up, my text bar goes here to the buttons, oh, it becomes a full mess. So that's bad. I don't want to have it like that. I don't want it. So I have some ways. I can shrink the buttons if I want. I can rearrange them, like the lots of programs you see. If you change the orientation, the whole button changes. Some new button comes to the screen, and this kind of button dance and these things. But it's too soon for do that right now, so I want to cheat a little. I want to prevent my user from going into landscape. I want to keep my user on portrait. So what I want to do, I come here in the whole hierarchy of these files. Down there I see something called Android manifest. This is a very important file. We will see lots of things in it, but for now, just this is done in the Android manifest. So I just double click on it. Here I have application tab. I click on application tab, and I have lots of things. I don't want to go through them, but here I have application nodes, and I have my first my main activity. If I had more activities, there was here. They were here, but no, I have only one activity. I click on it, and here I have the properties of my activity. I have here something called screen orientation, and unspecified means it can move everywhere. Okay, but I can change it to landscape, portrait, user, behind, sensor, no sensor, all of these. I talk about them later, what are they. But the landscape and portrait are very obvious to you, what are they. So I want to use my program, my app, my activity at least, to always runs on portrait. So that's it. It never changes. Okay, that's okay. Let me show you before I run it again. So with older configuration. So I write 7, 8, and then I rotate my screen using Control and F12. Let me just show you what happens. Okay. This rotated, this came to this one. Of course, when I incremented to just receiving 8 of the digits, it never goes to this one, but if it was more, yeah, it is possible to go into the buttons. So another thing is, when I rotated, the thing on my screen got changed to 0. What happened? There is a bad news here. When you rotate the screen, you know, this form I'm looking at it right now is not the other form that we were looking at it before orientation changes. Unfortunately, of course it's not unfortunately, it is you can deal with it, but for now it is very unfortunate for you, because when you rotate the thing, the whole view is thrown out of the heap and a completely new layout will be created. And so what happens, this uncreate thing will be executed again, and of course this runs and displayed, it becomes 0. So I can save it, or just for now I want to prevent it from rotation. So that's good. Okay, let's do it like this. Then I assign this thing, where is it, manifest. I assign this thing, so I want to just run it with the new configuration. I don't want to let my user to change orientation. Okay. Okay, that's it. It is open now. I can enter something. I can do all of the things. If I rotate it using Control and F12, it comes back without changing the value here, because it is not created again. It is the same thing, we were looking at it. Okay, so that's it. This is the whole thing we wanted to do today. Thanks a lot. I welcome questions. I know it should be a little hard for you to understand all of them. If you think about them and do the exercises, it becomes very easy and very obvious what we're doing. And if you want to do some exercises, add these 2 buttons and a C button here to clear the whole thing. And of course I send the whole source code, the whole thing I did today to the group, and you can just continue it. You don't need to build it again with all of these things. You can just open it in your you can copy the file, send it as a zip file. You can extract it in your workspace, If you remember, where is your workspace? I defined my workspace here. This is my project. You just extract it here, then from here you can just open it, open or you can open it from here, or you can just copy, build a new project. If you want to change the setting, build a new project and just copy the layout in it and the Java main activity.java to it. Whatever you want, that's okay. So thanks a lot for watching this video, and I will be here to no, of course I welcome your question, I answer your question, and if you send some screenshots to the group, is verifying from what you did, it would be much nicer. So thanks a lot, see you in the next